Test, test. Yes. Hello there, everyone. Today we're going to be doing some long drive. By everyone, I mean Icarus. I think you're the only one on at the moment. Oh, and Dagger Enigma. Ooh. I finally found the pop filter for my microphone. So that'll hopefully be a bit less terrible now. Marginal improvement, hopefully. Well, I've already got the game loaded up. Think we could keep the radio down a bit. Sure. I'll keep it on 6. The problem is, a lot of songs are at different volumes. So I have to adjust it for each song. Oh, sorry, I'm just trying to pick a fleck of dust off the microphone here. There we are. Okay. Ooh, one more thing. Had to go and get something before we started. Something that'll I'll show off later. Yeah, I know that's an issue. Hang on. And having hair is so annoying. Keeps getting in my ears. Okay, that's a bit better. Time to hit the road. Wonder how hard it would be to have someone do subtitles for the stream. Oh, wait, that reminds me. Not sure why, but just gotta go export last stream to YouTube. Okay, there we go. Now, we're not really setting any goals for these. But, some challenges might be fun at some point if anybody has any ideas. Huh. Grab every Commodore 64. Alright. We are doing the Commodore 64 challenge. Well, I mean, every time someone redeems that, I pick up another one. Oh, whoops. Get the feeling the stream's going to be a bit more chaotic than the last. There's a van here. Quasar. QSA. Got a lot of seats in it. We could have seats if we wanted. Don't think we do though. Wonder why it has an oil light. Seems kind of strange. It's all in the same bad condition. No zombies in here. I have been thinking, we could put white walls on if we wanted. That'd be kind of fun. Yep, there's another Commodore. It's the third one. Yeah, let's give Victor white walls. Ooh, a gun. Ooh, Volkswagen engine. What do you think of that? That could be good too. Yeah, but it's just one every time the redeem happens. Otherwise I'd have so many I wouldn't know what to deal with. Get rid of that spare. Well, that came loose. Should we try installing the Volkswagen engine? No, there is no V8 Volkswagen engine. Just a regular Volkswagen engine. It's from the Golf. Gotta be a can of oil in here somewhere. Really? All empty? Every last one? Oh yeah. Already got one though. Okay. Gotta keep our OG engine as well. This should be good. So gotta use the restroom here. Right, now let's go. See how it runs. More speed, that's nice. Very nice indeed. Definitely faster than the OG engine. One sec. Sorry, I'm kind of messing things up today. There we are. About the kangaroo meats detector thing. I have no idea where on Reddit that'd go. No clue, sorry. Man, the VW engine's really good in this. Good morning, Gentleman Lucifer. How are you going? Turn that down a little. And by down a little, I mean off completely, apparently. I wonder if this could be a viable speedrun vehicle. You need the person who set their alarm to 6 AM to stop. This thing seems a lot more stable than the Golf. Like, shockingly more stable. Commodore. Alright. There's one here, I'll get it. Where is he? No, they do not. Where? Where are they? One up there. Oh, I see. There he is.
Yes, the world. I live in this world.
To be honest, I think these guys were not a great addition to the game. Oh, damn it. Alright, since the other one's upstairs, we'll just leave him alone. Oh, look at this. Eyelashes.
What was this?
Ooh, bacon.
What did you say?
Never should have come here.
What happened to this?
Yep, I should have driven right past.
I don't understand it. Is this the world? I live in this world. Don't move.
These zombies are too broke to have a computer here, apparently. Nope, no computer. Good thing he was preparing for my arrival, though. Oh god, this guy's fat. You know, it will be, we will be, gracious. And we'll take him to the nearest gravesite. I can get him out the window. Alright. Out of the coffin. We're gonna have to move you two separately. Okay, Victor, you're gonna be a hearse temporarily. Can I not get up here anymore? Oh, damn it. I could do it before, but not anymore. Why not? There we are. Why did his foot... If you do a triple highlight message, can we fix up a trailer? No, because this thing has no trailer hitch. If I didn't know any better, I thought you wouldn't even... You're not even wanting to get buried, man. Alright, into the coffin. Stop dislocating your own head. Damn, this is definitely not going to be an open casket funeral. Can tell you that much. There we are. Oh wait, whoops. Why is everything sliding out? No, no, no. This dude is being more trouble than he's worth. You better appreciate this. Not you guys, I mean, it would be nice if you did as well, but talking about him. Come on. Keep your scalp inside the coffin at all times during the funeral. Why are you moving your hands there? Come on. No. Roll over, man. And I'm glad I never became a mortician in real life. This is tedious. Alright, face down, that's how you want it. Gonna make some poetic statement. Yeah. Most entertaining content on Twitch. I mean, this is probably the most... probably not even the most entertaining thing happening in the long drive category right now, to be honest, but... Come on, rotate. No, stop getting your hand stuck. What is even the point of having coffins if it's borderline impossible to use them for their intended purpose? How did you manage to screw up this badly after death? Since when does Twitch have adverts? Since I don't know, but it's probably been a while. Been there ever since I've been on here. No. I am not polishing up this dude's coffin. Oh, don't go face first. Bad corpse. Bad corpse. If you throw him straight, he'll land in there, right? I don't even know what is going on with his neck here. Right, look at this. He's just... his body intersects with the coffin, and then he gets stuck, and then... Would be real helpful if there was rigor mortis in this game. Devs, can you get on that, please? I don't want your scalp sticking out. Yes, perfect. You know what? Close enough. Close enough. Some fingers I can live with. Alright, now for the high-tech loading procedure. Oh, really? Really, man? You gonna pull that on me? Don't look at me like that. This is your fault. This is your fault. Ah. Really? Shoulders now? You're gonna... Oh, really, man? Come on. All limbs inside the coffin. Don't lie on your side there, man. Not that difficult. Not that difficult. Maybe his friend would be more cooperative. You know, I'm fed up with this. Right. Okay, there we are. No, 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 no. How does this happen? This is why we can't have nice things. This is not the way to treat the guy who's going to be reading your eulogy. Right, hand in like that. Body in like that. Other hand. And you're sideways again. Why? Why are you doing this? No. Right, you want face first? Guess he does want face first. Oh. You can't show that at a funeral. Oh yeah, that is a reason, but this is an indie game. That doesn't really apply. Oh, do we get it? Do we get it? Or is he sticking out the bottom now? He is sticking out the bottom now. You know what? Screw it. No one sees that bit anyway. Let's load it up. And I'll go collect the grieving parties. I'm going to a lot of trouble for this bit. We'll find nicer seats anyway that match the rest of the car. Alright, we'll pile up the computers there. Yep, got it. Get these things back in. Perfect. Rawr. Okay, we're ready to go. Just gotta collect the funeral attendee. Sorry, man, I'll move this to the back with the rest of the meat. Oh, it's nighttime already? Does it normally take an entire day to load up a hearse in real life? Alright, come on, man. You know what, that'll do. At least get on your seat. I mean, yeah. We gotta take him back home after the funeral. Okay, come on. Why does everyone always redeem turn on a lava lamp when all of the lava lamps are already on? You have terrible posture, man. That one has a burnt out bulb and cannot be turned on. I mentioned that a few streams back. Turn off one? Okay. Get your ass on the seat. What? No, not like... Yeah, that'll do. Oh, I know you did redeem turn off one. Oh. That one. Okay, let's head to the funeral. Hang on, just gotta grab a bite to eat. Brumdog, hello. We are going to a funeral. Here's the griever. There's the deceased, who I think is sticking out the back slightly. We'll have to remedy that. Oh, no, we're good. How you going, Brumdog? Oh, I've got to say, congrats on the run, by the way. Very impressive. Let's move these old tires. I'm sure he won't mind. Have a drink of water. Yes, Brumdog got the world record. For the 1000% category. Yeah, in under 6 hours as well, which is very impressive. I've actually had a theory from driving this thing. It does not seem to roll at all. Like, I've never had it flip over. This could actually be pretty decent if paired with a V8. I'll have to do some experimentation later. Right, we're heading to the nearest graveyard. Let's have some happy music. Cheer him up a bit, he's so sad. Losing a friend is always tough. The V8 isn't that fast in this because of gear ratios? Ah, you've tried it already? This, too unstable? I mean, with bus tires it would be. Yeah, he's reaching for the handbrake there. With a Golf engine, it's going pretty good. But this is kind of downhill. It's a shame. If they ever add removable gearboxes to this game, it's gonna be revolutionary. Because this is one of the most stable small vehicles, from what I've found. Because, it doesn't clip the ground at all when you do sharp turns. The suspension is decently stiff as well. I need to prepare what I'm gonna say at the funeral. You have a few words? No, that's alright. You don't have to say anything. Cool thing about going to a funeral is you can drive as bad as you like, and you've got an excuse. We don't really need an excuse because of obvious reasons. I wonder how much time you could save by simply not crashing into anything on a speedrun. Like having no accidents, not needing to save or load at all. Probably quite a bit. Yeah, sub 5 hours. Octopus being a G, yep. Craig. The broomstick is not that fast. I'm pretty sure the broomstick does like 40 at most. I did spend quite a bit of time flying the broomstick. Oh, look, there's our gravesite over there. The uncounted run, you had about 12 minutes of crashing per hour. That'd be you or the game, yeah. Also, Lucifer. I think I've told you this already, but you'll be entertained to know that we named this van Victor. Oh no. I think you're the only one who gets the reference. Victor, no. Still got both headlights. You okay there? Ooh, that does not look right. That looks a bit broken, maybe. Not to worry, I have yes, perfect. Sponge. SpongeBob. Let me just grab the gauges out of the footwell there and the radio. Should probably physics lock that in place. The only Victor Brumdog knows is in FNV. I don't know that game at all. And it's Victor the way Gentleman Lucifer spelled it, actually. It's actually a reference to two different things. Fallout New Vegas. Never played it. Heard of it though. Sorry about that, I hope... he looks fine back there. That's his second car crash this week. Nah, just kidding. He wasn't in a car crash, I shot him. Uh-oh. That is the smoke detector. In my building, going off. Think it stopped now? But this, I better see what's going on. That happens quite a bit, actually. I live in an apartment, and we'll have like a building-wide system. And sometimes it just goes off randomly, so, let me, get something up for you here. Good news, there was no fire. At least I don't think there's a fire. That does happen quite often. Just the building-wide fire alarm goes off randomly. Oh wow, I forgot on the waiting screen there. Yeah, thanks. We noticed it about the same time. Oh, gotta get something queued up. There it is, a bit off the road. That could have been bad. Alright, here we are. Okay, outside looks pretty safe. Let's have a sleep. I've been on for an hour already? That's hard to believe.
Everyone is so sick
We're having a funeral over here, man.
and sick.
Oh, has he done that thing where he gets himself stuck behind a door?
What happened to this place?
Ah, yeah, look at that. Ha.
I don't understand.
What an idiot.
Is this the world?
Right, gotta find one that isn't occupied. Damn it. Okay, this one good. Just scooch over a bit, man, alright? There we are. Ooh. Okay. Gotta get this set up. Let's give this guy a lid while we're at it. There we are. Okay. Right. We are gathered here today to not celebrate, commemorate the passing of a wonderful Munkaz, which is Hungarian for worker. Fun fact. And no, you're not taking my metal detector to the grave, there, man. That's mine. He's a really nice guy. Everyone liked him. Just a generally all around good fella. Whoops. Once again, you can't have my metal detector. I swear, the nerve of some corpses. Okay. Oh, damn it. Oh, God, this guy is... pretty enormous. Sorry, this is taking a little bit longer than expected, folks. Actually, isn't it traditional to have some music playing? There we are. There we go. Cover up all the corners. Right, man, you need a lift home? Nah, he'll be alright. Okay, that was quite possibly one of the least funny things I've ever done. Nah, I can't be bothered. Not really much I want that these places have. Oh, there could have been some cleaning products actually, but now we can get those from anywhere. Oh, road's that way. Did I just do a jump off a rock or something? I think I did. Ah, Victor the Stunt Van. Very cool. Is that music level okay? So not as many people seem to be on today. Wonder why. Maybe the hype of me finally being back is worn off.
So this is where you're at.
Oh, my brush! How'd that happen? Did he open one of the doors and turn off the physics lock? Alright. No. Hmm. Okay. What should we do next? kind of fun to like set these challenges. We've done a funeral. Maybe we could do a wedding next. A baptism? Hmm. I know there's like no one on at the moment, but would be interested to hear ideas for the possibly the first funeral ever hosted in this game. I'd say that went rather well. Oh, it can't be the first. Someone's bound to have done it before me. I'd still say it went okay. Oh, that is a hole.
My eyes are not working.
In reality.
What are you doing?
You ugly scoundrel.
Ooh. This could be a good opportunity. Ooh, Trabants. I like Trabants. They're very cute.
Don't run away. Just stay. I'm going to feed you. I am just hungry.
In fact, I'd say Trabants are some of the cutest
Don't move.
Eastern European cars there are.
I am coming.
Well, no. Soviet. They were German cars.
Let me taste your flesh.
Come on, man.
Really?
Out of the building.
Let me taste your flesh. You look really healthy.
Alright, I'll give you some time. I love how the octopus glows.
What was this? What did you say?
What was the song I heard on the radio?
Weird how we kind of just loses track of you and gives up. Let's make it easy for him. I'm right here.
Hey, you! One leg here, one leg there. There's going to be blood everywhere.
Okay, is just wandering off.
Just trying to be your friend. Stay still.
I was gonna try and lure them into that hole there, but it's... they're not smart enough. No fun. Might have been able to push one in, but yeah. Bit mean. This is kind of why I can't really speedrun that well, because I get distracted by dumb stuff like that. I'm actually surprised at how stable this is. We have not had it on its roof once. I reckon we should try and build like a house in the back or something? Have some shelving units? Maybe have a roof rack? Seems like kind of a waste just to have a van and fill it up with garbage. House car. Huska. $130 is pretty decent for this. Huska. Huska. Huh. Huh. Probably sounds like my microphone's cutting out or something, but I'm just saying all the stuff that Icarus is saying. House cargo brewer. Vroom vroom. I can't wait to get some white walls on this thing. I think it'll look great. You need 400 more points. Oh yeah, I still owe you a Commodore 64, by the way. Wonder if it's possible to get all of the lights on the dashboard lit up at once. That's handbrake. It's probably one for battery. Yep. Lights. What are those other ones? Gotta be something. Maybe they don't actually work in the game. One of them's oil, which makes no sense since this is normally a two-stroke. One of them's indicators, which yeah, doesn't work. The other one's defrost. And the other one's another Half-Life one. Odd. Oh, diner. Any white walls? Oh yes, there is one. We've got two, so we need two more. Nice. We can polish all of ours up as well. Well, there's a shovel back here. Not back here. Out in the skip as well. Yep, I do have a rifle. Well, specifically a machine gun. PSA, public service announcement. Oh yeah, I dragged it out already. Well, I swear there was a shovel around here. Did I take it? Where'd it go? Am I blind? We do. We'll take it. Huh? Did I just attach that inside the wall? Yeah, I did. How does that work? Is that just trapped in there forever now? No, I guess not. There we are, that's better. Alright, any others? Or just the one? Could change it to say Goombas. Change what to say Goombas? Oh, that's a shotgun. Ah, yes. Perfect. We can give Victor white walls. Gonna be the snazziest van around. Does not like having the tires changed. Right. See how he goes. Definitely looks fancier, can confirm. And they fit perfectly too. breakfast. I gotta admit, the white walls are very snazzy. Just check those out. Carl with a raid. Wow. 39. Wow. Welcome to the stream, Carhole and Raiders. Hello there, Casual Elephant. Beep beep, honk honk. We're doing a drive. The challenge is to complete the game in this van, pretty much. Penguins too. Wow, great to have you all here. Yeah, we're completing the challenge in this van. We put a Golf engine in because that is allowed. Uncle colored van. We named it Victa. Victa. RTX has renamed Victa to the Mystery Machine. More like the Curiosity Caravan. Earlier on in the stream, we hosted a funeral where this was the hearse. Scooby-Dooby don't! Oh, lag spike. You may have clipped breakfast. Yeah, that's the name. I don't think I came up with it, but it's a name I kind of have for knockoff mystery machines. The Curiosity Caravans. Anomaly automobiles. Yeah, it's going really well. We did just put some white walls on. Oh wow, Carl! Thank you for the subscription. Recently unsubbed many channels for financial reasons, but not this one. Well then, I hope I can continue to live up to expectations then. I've actually got a new emote coming out soon, hopefully. I'll give you a hint as to what it's going to be. Well, less of a hint and more of a just showing you what it's going to be. This thing. The Philips Electronic Kangaroo Meat Detector. Remember that? That is a channel classic that I remember exists every now and then. And one other thing, this is probably not going to be an emote, but I think it's really cool. Yes, electronic kangaroo meat detector. Which I'm convinced this thing is an SCP, to be honest. I can find no information about it online. It's supposedly made in New Zealand by Philips. It doesn't seem to actually work, or maybe it's because I'm not a kangaroo and I'm the only meat I've tested it on. This is the other thing I think is pretty cool. Got this recently. The Windows 95 original soundtrack on CD. No, it is electronic, and it uses electricity to do magical things and detect kangaroo meat. Though it probably would work if the meat itself was electric too. Don't quote me on that though. It's very cool. Could try r/New Zealand. Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, could be worth a shot. But yeah, I love this thing. Well, the kangaroo meat detector and this copy of the Windows 95 original soundtrack on CD. Won't focus on the edge there, but... And yes, I did make that myself. I tried to make it as official as possible. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a whole bunch of them. And then donate them to thrift stores. To create some confusion. Bit of chaos? Well. Yeah. I just need to find something that can print onto CDs as well. Because I've got a CD design. But I got nothing to print on it. Yeah, obvious plant. Just like that. Well, I have tested it on myself and it didn't do anything, so I have to assume I'm not made of electric kangaroo meat.
This is my place. This place wants me to be here.
They've all got to be copies of Pootie Tang. No, there actually are the Windows 95 original soundtrack on there. I just need to find a way to properly label the CDs in a way that looks good. There used to be CD labels for inkjet printers. Wonder if there's such a thing for laser printers. I don't have an inkjet. I mean, I do have an inkjet, but it's black and white only. Printer that prints onto CDs. Epson does it. I'm now shopping for printers. What the hell? Looks like Epson does them. Might buy one and then return it. We thought we were getting a copy of the Windows XP soundtrack, but it was really the soul of an evil little girl. It's a scary movie reference. Classic film. I just realized something. Hang on. There's got to be a spirit level around here somewhere. But I think it's, like, rocked forward slightly. What the hell is that? I seriously don't know what that is. I think it's part of an engine. Let's use X-ray vision here. Ah, radiator. That is 34 liters of blood. That is 34 liters of blood, and that is a Commodore 64, yay! I'll just put this in here with the rest of them. Gotta be a bit artistic with your spare tires. Yeah, I agree. Let's get out of here. Yeah, every time someone redeems highlight my message and mentions a Commodore 64, I have to get another one. That rabbit blinded the car. Lepe AK has gifted a subscription to Gentleman Lucifer. Thank you for that so much, the leper. Revenge. Yes. Nah, they're physics locked. Right, anyone see the Mystery Machine's headlights? There they are. RTX says Commodore 65. Alright. Game Penguin says they never had a C64, but their wife did. Ah, nice. That's another one. Thank you so much for gifting the subscription, Leper. Icarus Fell says, oh, 3 more 64s. Well, it's only 2 because Commodore 65 is one short. This Uton says they have a broken Commodore 64. I feel ya. I have 3. And a broken VIC-20. Oh, that's cool. I have a working Apple IIe. No, 2C. Icarus says, am I sure? Because they want another Commodore 64. Right, now it's 3. I feel like this is going to get to the point where I'll be leaving the rear door open a bit. Just to encourage him to fall out. I just realized that we could also use number plates to put like a business name on the side of the van. MSX, nice. This thing is surprisingly stable. I feel like with a V8, this could be an okay speedrun vehicle. Like, because you can not flip it over easily. Proceeds to flip it over for the first time in the entire playthrough. Enigma wagon. Penguin says, they wonder if you can still buy a working Commodore 64 with games for the Commodore 64. Is that 2 in one message because you said it twice? No, it's still 1. 1 per message. But that's 4 now. And I think I need to put a cooldown on that redeem. Because this game is getting out of hand. I'm gonna have a backlog soon enough. I mean, I already do, but it's gonna keep growing, because... Will this tow a trailer? Sadly not. There is no trailer hook. That's because it has so much space inside of it. Stay on the road. I love how these cigarettes and bullets have just hung out in the back there. They'll probably be there the whole time. You know, it'd be kind of fun to open the rear door and then just step on it and see everything fly out. Ah, I see you've discovered the emotes. Very, very cool. The iMac one is a favorite. Alright, let's play. What vehicle is this? Can anyone tell what car this is just from this bit here? Well, from this bit here now. Wartburg, correct. Oh wow, this is... Yo quiero Taco Bell. There's a lot of guns. A bat. Made of metal. No computer, no Commodore. That's weird, these places always have them. Well, evidently not always. That Chihuahua don't look too good, yeah. I think someone told him to stay, and it's been years. You thought it was a DeLorean? I wish. DDR DeLorean. One of those with gull-wing doors would be cool. Herr Crocodile says they had a C64 growing up, and something 128. Nice. I was expecting that place to have some, but nope. One of the empty ones. Oh, this song. I'm kind of embarrassed by it since that time I decided to sing it. Nice dancing emotes. That's 6 more Commodore 64s here. I'll be lucky if I find all those in this stream. You know, I'm gonna say it. No more this stream. And I have to find all of these before I can end. I have to find 6 of them before I can end the stream, but no more. Gentleman Lucifer says they don't know C64, but they do know C4. Okay, that's cool too, I guess. Oh. That either says Liveric or Iveric. But they say serious putty. Merc. Oh, I see. That's an M there. Merc. Short for Mercedes. Sinclair C5. Mercenary. Ah. Mercedes is pretty fancy. If my name was Mercenary, I'd shorten it to Merc and tell people it stood for Mercedes. Mopar or no car? Well, we don't have a car technically. It's a van. And there is only like one Mopar in this game. Someone on r/New Zealand said it was probably made in 1981, the 41st week of the year, based on the chip. Wow. That microchip. That actually could be a model number on that microchip as well, saying what it does. For any new viewers, this is about the electronic kangaroo meat detector I have, which I'm desperately trying to find out the history of, because I can find no information about it online. You've made it your mission to track down the history of it? I'm pretty sure, I mean, this is my theory, that, it was made by someone who has, like, knowledge of electronics as a gag gift for a butcher they knew. No idea how it ended up in my deceased grandma's possession after that, but that's my theory. Imagine how many objects are out there like that thing, that just kind of exist. It's technological gravel. She knew it would come into use at some point. It's gonna be a family heirloom. It's gonna be passed down for generations. I mean, like I'm gonna ever have kids, but if I were to, it would be passed down to them. Ocean Gate sub. We've gone from Victor to Mystery Machine to Ocean Gate sub. Pass it down to a stray cat. The stray cat doesn't mind. Any zombies? Nope, building's clear. I'll take that back, thank you very much. Man. Looks like Herbie's career really went downhill. Electronic kangaroo meat detectors are in use at every McDonald's to make sure the meat is kangaroo. Yeah, it really is tragic. Oh, that was the Trabant engine. This place is kind of disappointing. You know, there's a decent chance that this thing actually has better seals than the Ocean Gate sub. I mean, look at this. That window is firmly embedded in rubber there. The UK needs a horse meat detector. That probably exists. I mean, that definitely exists. Icarus wants it to rename it back to Victor. It's Victor with a C, but no, you do you. I'm actually going to show you, well, the thing is, Victor is the name of an Australian lawnmower company. Well, used to be. I don't think they really exist much anymore. And if they do, they're not Australian. Victe. Oh. Wait, what was that? What was that thing? What was the little thing? Sun visor. We can live without those. The car was saved by the poor rendering. JVC was Victor in Japan, yeah. And JVC stands for Japan Victor Company. Yes, the reason I called this thing Victor to begin with is because ages ago I made this little robot dude out of clay. The lighting is terrible, so you can't really see him well. And called him Victor. And since this spawned in as the same blue color as the clay, I thought, yeah, Victor. Also makes sense because the Victor company made two-stroke lawnmowers, and this is a two-stroke van. Lucifer says they need to get more creative with names. I mean, just steal the name of a defunct company. That's what I did. Harold. I knew a vacuum cleaner named Harold. Samsung TVs. Holden. Comet. Comet could be good, actually. Ah, no. The vacuum is Henry, you're right. I did know a giraffe called Harold, though. Most Australians my age did. Rover, British Leyland, Email. There was an Australian electronics company in the 70s called Email. Amstrad, Commodore. Rank Arena. Elcon. Vulcan Tangi. Ferguson. These are all great character names. Or names for anything, really. I'd name my cat Amstrad, but she's already named Luna. British Home Store. Blockbuster. Eats. Thomas Cook. Are we just naming like dead people now as well? Because they can have some pretty good names, and they sure as hell aren't using them anymore. Ah, just at companies. There's a company called Thomas Cook. Will the Great 15, thank you for the follow. If you're watching, I hope you're enjoying the stream. That was a flight company. Ah, yeah. Trans-Australia Airlines. Ansett. Icarus says that's also them. Man, you know you're a good streamer when people log into their alt accounts to follow you. I'm flattered. Will the Great use a Switch account? Rareware. Oh, I've used up a fifth of the fuel. Debenhams. Man, what are some more? I know so many. Is Maxell still around? Oh, here's one. Polaroid. You can still get Polaroid film, but it's not made by the original Polaroid company. Just some guys who got the name. I don't get that, so I think you're safe. Lucasade, yep. Polaroid still makes televisions? No, they do not. Some people buy cheap Chinese televisions and then slap the Polaroid name on them. You thought your favorite ramen place in Manchester went bankrupt, but they're back, baby. Oh, can't sleep yet. Guess we're driving through this night. Blowpunked. Let's turn the interior light on. Oh no, lag. I love how that zombie said, "Ah, so this is where you're hiding." So I blew past him at 120 kilometers an hour. Yeah, man, I'm totally hiding. Look how sneaky I'm being. Mohablade! Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Hey Lucifer, do you have a Lunacraft? Or is this song BS? Maybe. That's a yes. Eating some hot chili, nice. Who's asking? Me. I'm asking. Just kidding, you don't have to reveal that information if you do not want to. I won't tell anyone about your untaxed moon machine. And yet you're safe from those two. NASA might want a word, but that should be it. Gotta be careful though. They literally can get their own version of whatever military equipment they want. NASA has tanks. Painted white with their logo on them. The metaphor of the company, not the people. Ah, okay. I have no clue why they have those. And frankly, it is none of my business. Someone gonna steal a rocket ship or something? I mean, if they're gonna try that, they're probably gonna go for SpaceX, considering the state of that company. I mean, it's probably a worse idea since their rockets are worse, but easier to do as well. Having a little boogie to this song. Ooh. It is very groovy. That's a thing we could do, actually. You said you could beat the metaphor of NASA. We should rank companies and organizations. Right, how could we beat them based on, like, their logo or something? Yeah, it'd be like stealing a submarine from Ocean Gate. Or a breakfast from the British. Just kidding. Kind of. Anytime a song references something, the devil doing something, now you gotta find out who's spilling a century's hidden secrets. I mean, for that last one, blame Rowan Atkinson. I have to admit, full English breakfast is nice. Very nice. You paid $250,000 for a trip to the Titanic in a little submarine with no window. Wish me luck. I wonder if you could not go on it and still sue somehow. What is the perfect full English breakfast? They say it's a one-way ticket. I mean, I gotta say, props to the Titanic for continuing to drown rich people over 100 years later. That's some dedication. Truly admirable. When people said eat the rich in response to the Ocean Gate incident, correction, the proper phrase is drink the rich. Del boy. I like that. Since they were liquefied instantly when the sub imploded. I thought, I heard somewhere that the most likely thing that happened was there was a tiny pinhole leak and that it slowly filled with water over the course of 10 minutes or something like that. Lovely jubbly. Who wants to buy some perfect car tires? And the thing about that is, though, with a tiny leak like that, in a submarine underwater, like, when it's under so much pressure and some water goes in, it's compressing the air into like a smaller and smaller pocket. Oh, they heard the implosion? I mean, that could have just been the pots and pans in the orca's kitchen. Just kind of banging together. Conclusion to the meat detector, it's fake. I suspected that. Made to just beep. That is actually kind of a shame. Both to the meat detector and Merc's post there. Oh. 1 second. Gotta use the facilities. Yep, won't forget about the Commodores. It's just a really old gag gift. I wonder why the Philips, though. Oh, yep, there's one. There's two. I think that's it for this building.
Remember how we started not so long ago. We dreamed of giving everyone a personal way to grow. A dream became
Right, just 4 more to go.
and now we're making history.
Add this. Don't drink while driving, guys. Oh, Icarus. Can you, post the link to the Reddit post? Cool. I wonder if more than one of those things exists. Cool. Let me open this up. Cool, thank you. Very interesting. I love the Phillips on it. Yes, I am taking song requests as long as they are copyright free. Well, this is AI music. You also posted it in the Discord? Nice. Man, it's so cool having to, so cool being able to thrash this thing around as much as I want. To steer as wildly as possible. And it just never tips over. Oh, we're only doing 10Ks an hour, wow. Okay, so it did go on its side there. Oh, whoops. Yeah, thank God we saved there. Let me open this music. No, 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 no. That's very copyrighted. Yeah. It's literally My Heart Will Go On. Doesn't matter if Freddie Mercury's singing it. It's literally My Heart Will Go On. It's still copyrighted. You can go singing Never Gonna Give You Up, but it's still copyrighted. That rock was last minute. Gonna get this right. Gonna take the wide angle there. Is there a chance to rejoin the road? Slightly. That was quite a bit of airtime. Yes. The wind sound in this game can be copyrighted. Here's a tip. Look in the description of the YouTube video. And if it says like the name of the song and the producer and stuff in the little box, then it is definitely copyrighted. Yeah. I know the wind is copyrighted. It's very annoying. Honestly Sassy, hello. Welcome to the stream. How about MIDI covers? Yep. MIDI covers are copyrighted too. Unless they're of like Beethoven or something. Thank you. I actually have an album called Switched on Bach, which is a Bach but on synthesizers. Nah, that's right there. We're just having trouble staying on it at these speeds. hill. There goes the speed. Goes up the hill pretty alright. What's with the lava lamp cam? The camera focused on some lava lamps. Basically, they're just there for if I'm ever being boring, you can have a look at the lava lamps instead. Oh, damn it. Gotta clear the rabbit jam. Gotta be reaching the top soon, right? Floating boat. Oh yeah, it's true. Is he chasing me? Don't think so. Zombie. He's not chasing me. That's a Craig. Oh? Will there be another Commodore here? Still need 4 more. Dacia. Nah, the limbs always existed before the Craigs. TM. TM. Alright, out of here. Ha! It hit that tumbleweed. Nice. Yes, I don't like Dacias. Ah, spirit level. Just what we need. It has a horrible suspension. It flips over like the most of any car. I wonder. We catch the tumbleweed? We cannot catch the tumbleweed. Yep. Exactly. You can intercept this one though. Yeah, most likely. See how long we can keep it with us. Oh, it escaped. Haha. No, they do not pop. I was just keeping them in case these ones didn't work out, but they seem to be working out. 5 liters of blood. Okay. Red door? Nah, we'll stick with the blue. Right, we now only need 3 more Commodores. If we're very lucky, we could get all of those from like one place. Stop falling over. Stop falling over! Hmm. 300 more points. What for? What are you going for? Secret, okay. Might have to break my promise. Ooh, 120. You can use the little bubble there to see how intense I'm steering. Kickflip. Yep. Alright, what do we have? Ooh, another van. Oh, check it out! Wow. And another PSA plate. What are the chances of that? Yeah, it will. PSA 400 and PSA 480. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Shame it's not PSA 420. No fuel. We could like have an entirely windowless rear area here. How have the cloth seats even rusted? I think they're just like stained from the rust. Or moldy. Gentleman Elizabeth says, does anyone know how to save and edit clips? I'm pretty sure you can just, there's a button to clip it, but I think I have to edit it, like you can't for some reason. You can make it though. Keep one of those. You made it, nice, cool. You can send me the link. You had breakfast. Nah, that's a larder. I just decided to set it free. What do you think of that? Do you like it with the window or without the window? Without. Alright, we'll throw this in the back until we can find some of the right paint. You're getting evicted. What about a window on the door back here? You think that would be cool? You can see all the way out the back then. Looks like a kidnapped vehicle without the window. What about that? That is kind of nice to be able to see all the way out the back there. Wow, we're down nearly half a tank. Can pinch these. Not surprising because I left it idling for so long. I think it's just my habit of revving it so hard. It's oil. That'll be good. Oh wow, that is a lot of pellets there. What's that full of? Water. Soccer balls. More soccer balls. Yep, no computers. Yep, they do now. That's a recent update, actually. Don't have time to give this guy a proper funeral, but we can send him on his way. Oh, no. I think we'll race him down. That's a woman? Oh. Like a burial at sea, but with a van in the desert. Oh, we can make this even better. Oh, please tell me there's something explosive here. Like a propane cylinder. Damn it, nope. Oh, I was hoping to like have it explode. Ah well. I'm wasting my fuel doing this. I really want to see what he hits. Oh, it's going to be that rock, isn't it? Oh, no. Oh, keeps turning to the right. Kind of strange. Yeah, we were pushing the car with the car there, a Gazelle game. We'll let him go. Love how it doesn't overheat. Ah, it's got a radiator. Still, could be worse. I'm just kind of like rolling it, seeing how it goes. Yep, that's me. You must be wondering how I got here. They demolished the OG Top Gear track for housing? Look at that air. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I'm totally gonna reload. This is just for fun. I thought it's all exiting out the side of the car there. I can turn it off, but not start it. Yeah, that's how that went. There's still some hill to go, though. That's the sound of reality coming undone. We've still got 4 wheels, an engine, and a radiator. This door just bouncing around in there. There we go. Oh, I'm still going. Oh, and there we are. Fun's over. I'm impressed the wheel stayed to the very end. And that door, even though it's not even physics locked. You know, things are bad when it stays on its side. Vehicles in this game never do that. Right, load the save. Not bad. Now, where's the road? I think it curved this way. Ah, here it is. Yes, it does curve this way. Again, apparently. Right, I take back what I said about this thing being hard to flip. When you're going downhill at speed, it seems to be surprisingly easy. Also, that is a shovel sticking out. Off the bottom of the car there. Wait, no, it's not. It's the rail for the sliding door. I'm used to being able to just fang this thing around corners with no issues. And for some reason, recently it's just like, stopped being good for that. I think it must be the white walls. I will say it is easier to, well, it is harder to flip than the Golf, though. Yeah, I think we might have to just leave it. And come back when I'm a little bit calmer. A bit overexcited here and just... We prefer to watch the car just crash into stuff. Alright. Who's playing Long Drive right now? Just me. That's a shame. Thank you all for stopping by. I'll see you all tomorrow. I don't really have anyone to raid. Will the Great, thank you for the follow. Lepa AK, thank you for gifting the subscription. Carhol, thank you for the raid and for subscribing. I will see you all tomorrow again. Bye now.